Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to say a big thank you for all your requests. It's always easy for me to choose things to make a video about, but I really want to start listening to you and what all of you need right now. So I really appreciate you sending all your requests through my Instagram, and I'm just happy to be able to serve any way that I can. So the top requests were shoulder openers, heart openers, and just movements for sleep and headaches and things like that. So it really just goes to show that we're all on the same page. We're really all in this together. It's quite phenomenal actually how connected we are without being physically close to one another. So I hope that this little video helps you find some ease and release any tension that might be existing in your body. Shouldn't need any props or anything for this. It's going to be short. The request was between 20 and 30 minutes is like what's working for people. So just settle in, set up your space, sit quietly, and when you're ready, close your eyes. And just notice with your eyes closed the sounds that exist in your space. Maybe your windows are open. I can hear birds chirping. I can hear the odd vehicle driving past in the distance. I can hear my appliances and electronics with that constant hum. Just start to widen your peripheral awareness to your sense of hearing and tune in. Even if some of those sounds are distracting, just hear them and start to slowly work from that peripheral awareness, the furthest, the most distant sound that you can pick up. Just like zooming in a camera focus, start to focus inward, closer. The sounds that are within your home, the sounds that are within the room, and maybe even sounds that are coming from your body. Maybe the sound of you swallowing or breathing. And start to generate a longer breath in. And from your mouth, a long exhale. Get totally empty and fill up again. Fill your lungs, front of the body, sides of the body, back of the body. Empty from the crown of your head, ground down, squeeze out, pull the navel in. Get empty and fill up again from the base of the lungs all the way to the top. Sense if your tailbone's reaching down to the earth as your head gets lighter and lifts. Bring your chin to your chest and roll your head slowly. Make a full circle if it's comfortable for your neck. If not, just roll your head in a half circle from shoulder to shoulder. Is your breath still long and full? If you're making a full circle, the next time your chin is to your chest, change directions and go the other way. Take 2 more full breaths. We'll meet at center, chin to the chest. Take a deep breath in, lift your head, roll your shoulders to your ears. Open your palms out to the sides facing forward and let your chest expand. Your chin is just parallel here to the floor. Your heart space is open and your arms are out suspended beside you. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let your hands reach towards the earth. Inhale, draw them up to the sky. Take your eyes up to your hands, lift your chin. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Push your palms forward, interlacing your fingers. Push your hands out so much that your shoulder blades slide away from each other. Bring your navel and your lower ribs in and round your back. Bring your chin to your chest. Keep your arms up so it's like your hands are shooting straight out of the crown of your head. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Keep your hands interlaced. Inhale, reach up. Join your palms into a prayer position. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Interlace your fingers the other pattern, so the other thumb on top. And again, push your palms forward. Round your back, draw your navel, your lower ribs in, chin to your chest, and pull the shoulder blades apart. Keep your hands interlaced and inhale, lift up. As you exhale, float your hands out, let them suspend down about 45 degrees beside you. Hands are energetic and arms and heart are open. Take a deep breath in, sweep your arms back so they're out of your peripheral vision. And exhale, lower your hands. Come into tabletop. Spread your fingers, push the floor away, and move with your breath. Cow stretch. Lift your tailbone, lift your chest, and fill your lungs to the top. Exhale, cat stretch. Round your back, push the ground away, and squeeze in. Inhale, forward flexion. Exhale, round back. Just do a couple more of these at your own pace. Long, steady breath. You don't need much of a technique in the breath. Just make sure it's consistent and complete. Next time you inhale, come to neutral. Lift your right hand up to the sky, fully expressing out through your arms. Exhale, wrap your right arm underneath you, lowering your right shoulder to the ground, resting your head. Now you can always put a block or a book underneath your head if it doesn't come all the way to the ground. Push into your left hand so your left elbow is sticking straight up to the ceiling and roll your left shoulder back. Start to feel your right lung come underneath you more. So you start to turn your chest a little bit up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and expand it into the rib cage so it's widening and increasing the intensity of the stretch. Push into your left hand and with your inhale, come up, reach your right arm back to the sky. Exhale, float your right hand down. Left arm up, big breath in. Find that full reach and then bring your left arm down, wrap it under you, left shoulder to the ground and head to the earth. Push into your right hand to activate the twist. Inhale, pull your navel to your spine as you exhale, twist. Feel the left lung rolling underneath you like you want your left rib cage to rotate to the right and up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Pushing into your right hand, slowly lift up and take your left arm all the way back up to the sky. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat. Reach your right arm straight forward like you're shaking somebody's hand, so your thumb is up and pinky finger down. You're going to lift the right arm up to the sky. Circle your right hand so it comes down past your right hip brushes the ground, and then go back up to the sky, around, past your right hip, and then brushing the floor. Come forward, circle up, and around. The next time your right hand's reaching forward, reverse the direction. Go back, past your hip, and up. 2 more circles like that. Navel to spine, and your low ribs are drawing together, so you're not blowing out through the core. Last time, and your right hand's gonna land flat on the mat. Ground your right palm, spread your fingers wide, and then lift your left hand up. Thumb up, pinky finger down. Inhale, begin lifting your left arm up, circle it around, past your hip, brush the floor, and go forward, up and around, past your hip, brush the floor, and again. The next time that your hand is forward, reverse the direction. Go back, past your hip and up, forward, and again, 2 more at your own pace. And left hand plants to the mat. Come forward and lower with control all the way down to the mat. Take a full breath in, rest your head. Your hands might even make a little pillow. Come back again to any potential sensation, your heartbeat, your breath, and tune in, a deep active listening to your body's response to that little bit of movement. Drawing your mind and your body together. And just allowing yourself to arrive where you are. Lift your chest up, just enough that you can tuck your right arm underneath you, and it's going to be under your collarbones, not your throat, and not right underneath your chest, so that your chest can turn back down to the ground and you're essentially lying flat across your right arm. Left hand can be where it was holding your head up, but you might want to make a fist to hold up your head. You're going to keep this alignment through your arms. I like to add in a half variation of frog. So you'll bend your left knee and slide your left knee out to 90 degrees, resting your leg to the floor. So the idea is that the leg bone's moving out away from your body, not up really close, so that your inner thigh and the front of the left hip bone are pressing to the ground. We'll take 3 more breaths. Empty your lungs out completely. Slide your left leg down to meet your right. Your left hand is going to lift you up just enough you can untuck your right arm, bring it parallel to the top of your mat, and thread your left arm under. Try and rest to the back of the arm. Keep your shoulder in line with the left hip so you're not pulling yourself across your mat, and support your head. So make sure your head turns the opposite direction so your neck is balanced in this little twist. Let your chest get flat and heavy to your mat. And then if you'd like, right knee can slide out into your half frog variation here. Let gravity take over. We might right now be resisting the act of surrendering. It feels like we're in limbo. It feels like we're just waiting. Waiting can be so frustrating. Notice what you can give up here to allow gravity to take over, to feel the dis-ease dissolve out of your body. Slide your right leg down, right next to the left, and your right hand is going to push into the mat and lift you up. Just square your chest, neutral alignment, chin or forehead to your hands. Take a deep breath in, and long breath out. Tuck your elbows in so they're underneath your shoulders. Press your palms down and grip your fingers into the floor. Ground your feet, your thighs, and then push your pubic bone into the ground. Lift your chest and pull your heart forward. And just breathe a couple breaths in Sphinx. You can stay here in Sphinx. If you feel any tension in your lower back, just move your arms forward so more of your abdomen is resting on the floor. If you want to come with me into a little bit more of a thoracic opener, you're going to tuck your toes, slide your knees in so they're right underneath your hips, and then push your arms straight, bringing your heart towards the floor. So this is kind of in between child's pose and melting heart. Your forearms stay connected, your hands stay connected, and your head should rest on the ground. If you want to intensify this at all, you're going to walk your hands forward so the weight of your hips starts to fall down more and more into your chest and arms. Take 3 more breaths, whether you're in Sphinx, modified melting heart, or full Anahata Asana. Last deep breath. Slowly press into your hands, lift your head. We'll meet in child's pose. So from Sphinx, come back, widen your knees, and sit down. After melting heart, I like to take my arms back, palms face the ceiling, and your elbows can sort of wrap right around your knees. You can have your chin, your cheek, or your forehead on the ground. Take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. Come up, hands under shoulders. Bring your knees to hip distance apart, tuck your toes under, and sit back onto your feet. Palms in your lap. I know this stretch for the feet can be intense. Close your eyes and just be with the sensation. Maybe what you gave up to let gravity take over is also what you give up here. Resistance, or just that feeling of no. Try and find the quality of yes in your body. And slowly come up into a high kneeling position. Bring your hands to your lower back. Your fingers can face down. Pull your navel in so your tailbone descends. Bring your elbows closer together like they're going to touch one another, and start to lift your chest a little higher. Keep your chin parallel to the floor and your eyes just even on one steady point. Just a little bit of prep, a little bit of opening for Camel Pose, and this might be more than enough for you. Take a deep breath in and long breath out. Bring your heart upright, shoulders stack over the hips. Reach your hands to the sky. As you exhale, we're going to sit down on the heels and twist to the right. So your left hand's going to land on your right leg and your right hand against your right heel. Inhale, lift up, reach your arms up and untwist. Turn to the left, twisting. Right hand lowers to left thigh, left hand towards the heel. Couple more like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist right and sit down. With your breath, inhale, lift up. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, lift up. And turn to the right. One more time, lift up. Turn to the left. This time, inhale, lift up. Bring your hands to your heart. If your toes need a little break, you can untuck them. You can give them a little tap against the floor. And actually, if you want, you can leave your feet untucked as long as you're grounding down into them. Bring your hands back against your lower back, pull your navel in, and then feel that kind of hug of pubic bone up towards the belly button, so you can hug in. Draw your shoulders back. Your hands are going to press and slowly start to bring your chest up. Now, if you'd like to take this a step further, lift your chin and lift your eyes just to where the wall and ceiling meet. If you want to take this a little further, the first option is to change the hands. So instead of fingers pointing down, fingers point up. And what you might notice is it drops the elbows and pulls them back more, and start to bring your heart up. If you want to go a little further than that, lower your hands slowly to your heels, finding Strasana. Push the fronts of your thighs forward. Lift your heart, and if it's comfortable, let your head fall back. What I feel in Strasana, as soon as my head goes back, is gravity pulls the corners of my mouth up, softens the face. Take a deep breath in and out. An effortless smile. Keep that. Bring your hands to your lower back and slowly come up. This time with your toes still pointing back, sit down. Close your eyes and just be in that feeling. Notice if your awareness, your periphery got wide and wild. Can you zoom in back to the room, back to your body, and be in that potentially overwhelming sensation? Take a full breath in and out. And an overwhelming sensation doesn't last very long if we drop the story in the mind. The mind is what can keep that potential feeling perpetuating. If you have anything going on with your neck and you just know that that's a sensitive area for you, come into Child's Pose. We're going to move into Rabbit Pose. So knees a little closer together, tuck your toes under, and just sit back towards your heels. We want to start close to the hairline and bring our forehead as close to the knees as possible. So your chin is going to be in towards your chest, and there'll be a strong rounding in your neck. And we'll just take this step by step. So if you want to just stop doing the video and just watch for a moment, because you won't be able to see me once your head is down against your knees, you can. So you're going to start with your hands either side of your mat and put your head down between your hands. The first stage of this can be simply staying here. You're going to round your back and try and squeeze your forehead closer to your knees. Second stage, so the neck is a little bit more of an extension. Third option is hands to heels. You're going to hold your heels, pulling against them to tuck into an even smaller ball. Now this is where the weight bearing comes into your neck. You're going to lift your hips away from your heels. Your weight will go more to the crown of your head versus your hairline. And you're in control of how much weight your neck is bearing. If you're not here, you can come here now, or stay in Child's Pose and take 3 more breaths. Keep your hands gripping tightly so your shoulder blades are protracting, pulling apart. When you're ready to, you're going to sit down to your heels, untuck one foot at a time, release your hands, and just fold over your thighs. Take a deep breath in. It's normal to feel a sense of congestion in the front of the body, sort of like the energy's pent up. Slowly slide your hands under your shoulders, forward into tabletop, downward facing dog. Let your head hang, so no effort in the neck. Your eyes are maybe halfway down your mat. Long, deep breaths. Deep breath in. And on your next exhale, walk up to your hands and set your feet as wide as your mat. If you want to go wider, go ahead. Sometimes that feels better. Folding over your legs, keep a bit of a bend in your knee. Bring your hands up over your back, interlace your fingers. You can leave your hands resting against your back, or you can let them lift. And then let gravity bring them over a little further. Keep a bit of a bend in the elbows, which is very weird if you have really mobile elbows. And just let gravity do the rest. Can you pull your navel into your spine a little bit and feel your tailbone lift to the ceiling? Rock the weight forward, and this might feel like you're going to tip, but the weight's going to come forward to the balls of the toes. Your heels are still grounded very firmly, but the weight's more even in your feet. One more breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands. Turn your toes out and sit into Malasana. Find a squat. Hands to heart center. You're going to push your elbows actively into your knees and gently squeeze your knees back into your elbows. So allow that pulling in through the inner thighs to also lift your navel, lift your chest, and chin is parallel to the ground again. Take one more full inhale. And on your exhale, sit all the way down. Make sure there's room. Lie back on your mat. Reach your arms up. Give them a big stretch. Now, if you have a favorite twist, you can take whatever you like. I'm going to bring both my knees in so they're still close to my body, cactusing my arms out. When you're ready, take your knees to the left or whatever variation you're in for your twist. And then take your gaze to the right. It's just a very simple way to release the spine after the back bends. Twists are always neutralizing. And when we have shoulder openers and back bends, it can feel a little invigorating. So allow your breathing to become steady. Inhale your knees back up. If you need to shimmy your hips a little bit, go ahead. And then from that center, straight alignment of your spine, knees to the right. And gaze to the left. Steady, consistent breaths. Eyes open or eyes closed. Just notice that you're putting your attention on what you want to have happen still, being present on your mat. Maybe what you want to have happen isn't realistic. Maybe it is something that the mind has configured. Maybe what you want to have happen is something very simple. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Happy baby, you can catch your knees, ankles, or feet. Your ankles are stacked over top of your knees if you're holding onto your feet, and your thighs are driving towards the floor. Tailbone is lengthening towards the mat. Sometimes what we want to have happen is too big a picture. It's too broad. Just like when we were listening to those distant sounds, how it feels like there's so many distractions. If we can find something that's closer to us, that's more accessible, it feels a little bit easier, a little bit more attainable. It's like taking a small bite or that first step. So notice what you want to have happen. Find the first little step of either action or surrender to make that happen. or to bring in the quality of yes into your body and your mind. Lowering your feet, bring the soles of your feet together, knees apart into Badakanasana. Lift your shoulder blades just enough that you can tuck them together and flatten them to the floor and stretch your arms out wide. If you'd like, leave your feet together, knees apart, or extend your legs out into Shavasana. Take a deep breath in that fills your abdomen. And let it go. Take a deep breath in that fills your chest. And let it go. Take a deep breath in that fills your abdomen, then your chest. And out of your mouth, audibly exhale. And rest deeply for as long as you can. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to come out, roll onto your right side and then to sit, so you're moving mindfully. Taking this time for yourself is such a gift. Not just a gift to you, but to those around you, those that you will be around when we get to gather again. So keep on gifting yourself this practice, movement, and breath. The light in me honors, misses, and sees the light within you. Namaste.